Bets.
Hello everyone, this is Mike with BetBlitz. Welcome back to your source for daily sports picks. Today's a new day and we're looking to set you up with some of the best picks on both PrizePicks as well as Underdog. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 250 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video, so take a moment and hit that like button. Also, at the end of this video, let us know down in the comment section below which of these picks you will be taking, as well as the ones you won't, and any other lines that you think have a great chance of hitting. And if the picks in this video aren't enough for you and you'd like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to gain access to the outlet. These guys are the premier sports betting community, and right now you can gain access to them for 15% off when you use code BLITZ. These guys will get you right, so go give them a look. Today we will be getting into Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals for this Thursday night of game. So again, take a moment and hit the like button. If this video gets above 250 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video. For our first pick, we'll be headed over to the Field Goals Made tab, and this time we'll be selecting Karl-Anthony Towns for more than 7 field goals made. Now taking a quick look here on Outlier, and for those of you who would like to try Outlier for yourself, click our link in the description below to gain a free 7-day trial. We see that this aligned Karl-Anthony Towns has actually exceeded in 6 of his last 10 games, including in 2 straight games. Additionally, this aligned Karl-Anthony Towns has exceeded in 60% of his last 20 games, including 1 tie. In 63% of the games he's played this season, including regular season and playoffs, as well as in 6 of his last 8 matchups versus the Indiana Pacers. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks will be facing off against an Indiana Pacers defense that this season has not been very good overall when it comes to defending against your opponent's field goal percentage, ranked near the bottom of the league, giving up a pretty high field goal percentage to their opponents overall. And coming into this game, with it being a win or go home for the New York Knicks, we are expecting Karl-Anthony Towns and the Knicks to come out aggressive on their home court and try to secure a victory. So for all these reasons, we do expect Karl-Anthony Towns to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. Now taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Karl-Anthony Towns is getting a solid dose of minutes per game over his last 10 games, near 34 minutes per game. And one of the things we do like about Anthony Towns is his high efficiency from the field over his last 10 games, near 50% field goal shooting on over 15 attempts per game, shooting and making close to 8 field goals per game. So coming into this game, we do expect Anthony Towns to have plenty of time as well as opportunity to reach this line. On his career, Karl-Anthony Towns has been a pretty efficient player this season. No exception, near 53% field goal shooting, making nearly 9 field goals per game. And again, coming into this game, with it being a win or go home at home for the New York Knicks, we do expect them to come out aggressive in front of their home court crowd and have plenty of opportunity to reach their lines. Now, for all these reasons, we do expect Karl-Anthony Towns to have more than 7 field goals made. Now, for those of you guys wisely making picks with Underdog as well, we wanted to share with you a couple of plays that we thought had a great chance of hitting, and that is Karl-Anthony Towns for higher than 0.5 double-doubles, as well as Tyrese Haliburton for higher than 0.5 double-doubles. And if you guys like making picks on the traditional PRA stats, but also want to have access to making picks on whether or not a player will get a triple-double or double-double, click our link in the description below and sign up for Underdog using code BETBLITZ, because when you do, you'll receive a free pick as well as $1,000 in bonus cash. And right now, Underdog has been going absolutely insane with all their free picks, discounted player props, and promos that they are dropping as gifts in your lobby on a day-to-day basis. Make sure you guys aren't leaving any money on the table and that you're locking these in. And again, if you aren't already on Underdog, sign up using code BETBLITZ, claim your free pick and bonus cash, and trust us, your profits will increase. Now for our next play, we'll be under the PRA tab, and this time we'll be selecting Mikal Bridges for more than 24.5 PRA. Now taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that this line, Mikal Bridges, has actually exceeded in 5 of his last 10 games. However, one of the things we do love about Outlier is our ability to filter for game-specific conditions. And one of the game-specific conditions that we will be filtering out for this game, because we do feel it is significant, is home games. And coming into this game at home, we see that this is a line Mikal Bridges has exceeded in 6 of his last 10 home games, including 4 straight home games. Additionally, this line, Mikal Bridges has exceeded in 65% of his last 20 home games, in 63% of the home games he's played this season, as well as in 4 of his last 4 matchups versus the Indiana Pacers at home. Now, Mikal Bridges and the New York Knicks will be facing off against an Indiana Pacers defense that this season has not been very good overall when it comes to defending against their opponents' PRA totals, giving up a fair share amount of points, rebounds, and assists to their opponents overall. And when it comes to defending against opponent small forwards, although the Indiana Pacers will rank significantly better, they still are giving up a fair share amount of PRA total to their opponent's small forwards. And again, coming into this game with it being a winner go home at home for the New York Knicks, we are expecting Mikal Bridges to come out aggressive and have plenty of opportunity to reach his line. Here's the Pacers' defensive numbers against opponent power forwards for those of you who want to see that as well. Now, taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Mikal Bridges is getting a solid dose of minutes per game over his last 10 games. They're 41 minutes per game. And while we would like to see him shoot just slightly more efficiently, he still is pretty solid from the field. 43% field goal shooting over his last 10 games on nearly 16 attempts per game. Shooting a very solid 36% from behind the arc again over his last 10 games. And averaging over 8 rebound chances per game again over his last 10 games. And solid for his position at 4. Potential assists per game over his last 10 games. But overall, we do expect Mikal Bridges to have plenty of time as well as opportunity to reach his line. Now, on his career, Mikal has had solid PRA totals this season, no exception, near 18 points per game, over 3 rebounds and 3 assists. And coming into this game against an Indiana Pacers defense that has not been very good overall defending opponents' PRA totals, we do like Mikal Bridges to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Mikal Bridges for more than 24.5 PRA. Now, before we get into our third play, for those of you guys who have been on PrizePicks and sports betting for a while now, you know that line bumping and line inconsistency is a huge problem. That is why we want to introduce you guys to Epic Sports Fantasy app. This thing is something we know you guys will love because on Epic, unlike many other DFS apps and sports books, they have line consistency, meaning the lines that you see at the beginning of the day are exactly the same at the end of the day. Their lines don't change. And what we love about Epic is that on Epic, unlike other sports betting or DFS apps, you are not playing against the house. Instead, you are facing off against other players on the platform, whether head-to-head or in a tournament setting, which means you have the ability to win your slips even if you miss multiple plays. All you have to do is get more correct than your opponents. And best of all, Epic has incredibly high payout boost. They actually just increased their payout boost again, so you will have the opportunity to win big and much bigger than on most of these DFS apps. And to top it all off, Epic will give you guys a nice little deposit match when you guys use code BLITZ. So if you guys are into having consistent lines, you hate line bumping, you want to win your slips even if you miss multiple plays, and you guys like high payout boost, check out Epic by clicking our link in the description below, and we know you guys will love them as much as we do. Now for our third play, we'll be headed over to the field goals attempted tab, and this time we'll be selecting Tyrese Haliburton for less than 17.5 field goals attempted. Now taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that this line, Tyrese Haliburton, has actually failed to exceed in 7 of his last 10 games, and after his stellar triple-double performance in Game 4, finishing with 32, 12, and 15, we do expect the New York Knicks to key in on Tyrese Haliburton defensively and really try to limit him in order to save their season. Additionally, this line, Tyrese Haliburton, has failed to exceed in 80% of his last 20 games, as well as in 82% of the games he's played this season, including regular season and playoffs, as well as in 12 of the last 17 matchups he's had against the New York Knicks. Now, Tyrese Haliburton and the Indiana Pacers will be facing off against a Knicks defense that this season have been pretty average overall when it came to defending against their opponent's field goal attempts. Solid overall defending the perimeter, but not too much against interior shooting. However, with the exception of Game 4, we really do see Tyrese Haliburton focusing primarily on playmaking for this team. He is their floor general, a true point guard. And again, coming into this game, off of that incredible Game 4 performance for Haliburton, we are expecting the Knicks to really key in on him defensively and limit his shot making, either by blitzing or double teaming him coming up the court, ultimately lowering the amount of field goal attempts he has throughout the game. Now taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Tyrese Haliburton is getting a solid dose of minutes per game over his last 10 games, near 36 minutes per game. However, his field goal shooting, while pretty efficient at 50%, is still well below this 17.5 mark, even after taking 23 attempts, which is a bit of an outlier game for him in his last game. He still is well below this line over his last 10 games. So coming into this game, we don't expect Tyrese Haliburton to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Tyrese Haliburton for less than 17.5 field goals attempted. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 250 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video, so take a moment and hit that like button. And again, if the picks in this video weren't enough for you and you'd like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to gain access to the outlet. These guys are the premier sports betting community, and right now you can gain access to them for 15% off when you use code BLITZ. These guys will get you right, so go give them a look. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.